morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 254. Please subscribe. But before we do today's lesson, I'm just going to talk a little bit about our relevant central special thought of what is sin. Maybe read a little bit, but mostly I just want to chat about it. The first line is telling us that sin is insanity. It's not telling us that sin is a transgression that is punishable by imprisonment. However, we have imprisoned ourselves because of our belief in sin. The ego has given us an out, and actually maybe it's an in, that when we feel that we are guilty, that we have committed the most horrible of crimes, we are filled with guilt and shame, and we believe we are meant to be punished. We believe we should be put away. We do that to ourselves because of our belief in who we think we are, but not who we really are. We often encave ourselves, separate ourselves from the others in the world, the rest of the sonship. We are in this world. We are not of this world. You've heard me say that. You've heard lots of teachers say that because it's true. And that's how we know something's true, because we hear it in all different resources, from all different sources. The one source tells us what to say. And because of our belief that we are guilty, we needed a vessel to hold in all this guilt. And so the ego very generously gave us the body to use, to be punished, to be imprisoned. And we will stay there until we have the recognition that we are not bodies, that we are as God created us, that we no longer want to believe in all of the illusions of insanity, of sin. And when that happens, what a glorious day it is. Now, it isn't as difficult as it might seem for us to simply let go of the ego, let go of the belief in sin. We have stories, and I mentioned this on the first day of this special lesson, that are metaphors for releasing ourselves from illusion. Remember, it's not a crime. Sin isn't a crime. It's an illusion. Illusions are not punishable. They simply are not real. The longer we want to believe in the illusions, the more we are self-punishing. And we don't have to do that. We can let them go. The stories of Dorothy leaving home to visit Oz, and all she wanted to do when she was there was to get home. Or Alice falling down that rabbit hole. So many of us have fallen down rabbit holes. And all of the adventures and misadventures that ensued. And again, how did they escape? How did they escape from these illusions that were all within their mind? They simply woke up. And that's all we need do. We simply need to wake up and to get rid of eyelashes. So, we wake up today. We wake up because a madman's dream, a mad woman's dreams are frightening. And sin appears indeed to terrify. Illusions appear to terrify us. And yet, what sin perceives is but a childish game. What every illusion is a childish game. And the Son of God may play he has become a body, or play he is in Oz, or play that he's fallen down a rabbit hole. And he has become a body, and he prays to evil. He is at the mercy of evil. And to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death, because that's what insanity is. It's the belief in our perishability. But all the while his Father shines on him and loves him with an everlasting love, which his pretenses cannot change at all, no matter how much we think that the illusion is real, that we have traveled and have separated ourselves very far from our truth and from our home. We cannot change that, because that is the truth. So the final paragraph in this is, how long, O Son of God, O child of God, will you maintain this game of illusions, of sin? Shall we not put away these sharp-edged children's toys? How soon will you be ready to come home? Perhaps today. There is no sin. Creation is unchanged. Would you still hold return to heaven back? How long, O holy Son of God? How long? How long do we want to take before we realize we are meant to come home? And now today's lesson is, let every voice but God's be still in me, because God's voice is going to say, come home. It's very reminiscent. I mean, I certainly think that this idea of let every voice but God's be still in me must be in your mind. I've heard that before. And we did, right as we were completing our first 50 lessons, that God's voice speaks to me all through the day. All through the day, God's voice speaks to me. All through the day, I have the ability. I can listen. I can listen to God's voice, because he's always in communication with me. It is only up to me to listen. It is up to me to be ready and to want to hear. But he is speaking to me all through the day. So let every voice but God's be still in me today. Go, shh, I think I hear God. I think I hear God. It's a Janetism. It's in the book. Father, today I would but hear your voice. This is the prayer. In deepest silence, I would come to you to hear your voice and to receive your word, your promise. I have no prayer but this. I come to you to ask you for the truth. And truth is but your will, which I would share with you today. God's will for me is perfect happiness. I would share that with him today. And how long, O child of God, how long will I maintain this game of illusions? I'm ending it today. Today I want to come home, and I ask my Father for the truth. And so the second part of the lesson, which is the text part, says today, how long? Today. Today we will let no ego thoughts direct our words or actions. When such thoughts occur, we quietly step back, let him lead the way, and look at them, and then we let them go. I have no need to hold on to them. Let me look at them and let them go. We do not want what they would bring with them, and so we do not choose to keep them. They are silent now. All of the din of the ego shouting at me, it's quiet now. I've let it go. I've said, this is not a thought I want. This is not a voice I want to hear. I'm letting it go. And in the stillness, hallowed by his love, God speaks to us and tells us of our will. And as we have chosen to remember him, we've chosen to remember our Father, we're getting still, we're getting quiet, and we are listening. We are listening for the voice for God, and let every other voice but God's be still in me today. That's the only voice I choose to hear. That's the only voice I will hear. That's it for today. I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please try to get quiet and hear God speak to you, because He is always speaking to us. I really love this lesson. It has a very gentle feel to it, and I hope I conveyed that. Namaste.